The girl I love just got married to the guy she cheated on me with. I loved her more than anything. I remember I was saving photos of our best and happiest moments and conversations to make an album I would give to her as a surprise on the day we would marry each other. I tried everything in my power to make her smile, and I strived to always help her with any problem she ever had. I sacrificed everything I could sacrifice for her. Heck, I even managed to teach a robot to remind me about all of her favorite things, including how to cook her favorite recipes so that I could cook them for her. When I proposed to her, she said yes, and we spent months planning our wedding together. And then, to make a very long story short, I went through economic difficulties due to the pandemic, telling her it would take me a couple of months to get back on my feet. During those months she cheated on me, made fun of, insulted me and blocked me. It's been 3 years since then. I just found out she married the guy she cheated on me with. Funny thing is that I'm doing better than him right now, and I can't help but wonder, why wasn't I enough for her? There is literally nothing he could offer her that I couldn't offer her, and he will never love her and care about her the way I loved her. I don't even know how I feel. I just keep thinking about how things could have been different and asking myself why it all went this way. I realize that pondering on the past isn't healthy, and I plan to move on. I've achieved a lot and plan on achieving more since her betrayal. But without her by my side it all just feels so pointless, in spite of how stupid this may sound. I loved her, and I will always love the memories of her, even though I now realize most of them were probably lies. And perhaps that's what hurts the most. Not knowing where the lies end and the truth begins. And I don't know what would be worse. If it was all a lie, or if there was true love that simply died. The only reason I keep going forward is that I simply don't see any other way, and work distracts me from the pain. But honestly, I wish I had never been born. Has any of you lived through something like this? If so, do you have any tips on what to do?
Story 2. My ex of 9 years cheated on me with a high school girl. Now he's trying to get her a job in my department at work. I, 26F, was with my ex, 25M, for 9 years. We hadn't been doing well for a while, but just when things seemed to be going up, my ex dumped me over text while I was at work a day before we were supposed to leave for a weekend getaway for his birthday. He went from "I love you, and I can't wait to spend the weekend with you" to "I haven't loved you for months, I only used you to take naps in your comfy bed, and you're holding me back in life" less than 24 hours later. I've learned over the last 3 months we've been apart that my ex was emotionally cheating on me for a while with a girl he met at his bowling league practices 17 to 19. I was the one who encouraged him to find hobbies outside of me, and deep down I knew cheating might be the outcome. He even went as far as to ask me to borrow money so he could buy his mistress dinner. He broke up with me on July 15. According to his socials, he's been with his new girl since 7/16. I blocked him on everything under the sun, but have been fed information about his new relationship via friends/some of his family who no longer have any respect for him about his new relationship. I never wanted to know, but in retrospect I appreciate the tips so this next development didn't completely blindside me. I've worked for the same company for 8 years. I absolutely love my job and will try to avoid leaving at all costs. I never wanted my ex to work with me, but he eventually weaseled his way in, convincing me it was easier on our shared car situation about 6 years ago, and albeit in a different department, he's been with the same company as me ever since. We work on opposite ends of the property, but I was pulled to the side earlier this week by my main boss and informed my ex is trying to get his new girlfriend a job in my department, to which my current boss/co-workers/sister department managers are all fighting against bringing her in on my behalf. I find it funny, yet endearing how upset my work family seems to be compared to my own response, but I deeply appreciate the care and respect my work crew has for me after almost a decade of working for the company. I find myself talking down my co-workers about their anger towards my ex more than I find myself worrying about it. My ex was always grossly manipulative, and I know a lot of the situations he's trying to put me through are just out of spite from the fact I didn't beg or chase him when he dumped me. I knew I wanted out for years, but every attempt to leave would lead to stalking, harassment, or just straight-up threats until I eventually felt staying was the easier option. My ex gave me the mercy of breaking up with me first. "You couldn't pay me enough to go back. There's been so many people fighting her employment, I doubt she'll get the job. But even if she does, I'm still going to remain as kind and polite as possible. I really wish my ex would just focus his time into her and stop trying to further antagonize me. This whole situation is just pathetic at this point.
Story 3. My BF cheated on me when I was gone with work for 3 months. I went to Oregon to work 3 months during summer. During this time, we basically had a long-distance relationship, texted and called every day. We were fighting a lot, but even when we did, I never thought of being unfaithful to him. I am far from perfect myself because I never knew how to behave when he was love-bombing me and always considered it was too much and felt suffocated, but I always tried to reassure him of my love for him. We planned to move in together when I was going to be back in town and we found a beautiful apartment. I saw the apartment but didn't spend more than 10 hours in it because we also had planned a 2-week trip in Spain. When we got to the apartment, I wanted to talk more about all the fights that we had over the summer and just be transparent about our feelings because I wanted the relationship to work. I felt him being distant and so I thought he fell out of love and tries to find it back? That is what I thought. After a few shots, he started to really talk and confessed he had a one-night stand with a girl he met in a bar. At first I thought he was just trying to see my reaction because I would have never thought he would be capable of such disgusting thing, but he was serious. I was deeply hurt, but didn't throw a tantrum. I wanted details, how the night went, who he was with, who else knew, who the girl was, how she looked, when they kissed, the position they did it, everything. I decided not to end the relationship and make it work. I asked him not to masturbate as a punishment and only be intimate when I request. Of course later on he broke this twice, first saying he completely forgot and second saying I thought the punishment was over. I want to be with him, have a family, raise his kids, but sometimes it gets to me and I become sad, feel inferior to that girl in the bar. I don't know how to forgive him but I want to and really want this to work.
Story 4. I contacted the girl he cheated on me with. Feeling real ashamed about it. Context: broke up in March, he has hoovered me each month, love bombing, deceit, manipulation, false promises, guilt tripping, etc. etc. Come to find out, 2 weeks after his most intense hoover, he gets into a relationship with a woman he knew for a few months. Which left me bewildered, because what? Were you not insisting you loved me so deeply like a few weeks ago? This was 2.5 weeks ago. I confront him about this, he then proceeds to take the high road. I wish you the best. I have to stop communicating now, I will block so can move on. Honestly fine, whatever. Then, I find out, he has been seeing her since January. We were together in January. Not just that, but why fucking try to get me into a relationship with you again if you were seeing this woman the whole damn time? Anyways, I break the action. I message this new girl, and tell her, to tell him, to go suffer. And how I don't care if this is destructive or crazy or a dead end. That I can't be fucked to be sane anymore because I was traumatized by him. Coming out of this is so embarrassing. This 100% makes me seem like the crazy ex he has told her all about. It makes me look like a goddamn psycho. I am so fucking ashamed about it. I mean, how do I even get over this? All of it, honestly. My head can't wrap itself around anything that has happened within the last month. I don't even know where the urge to send her the message came from, but I regret it.